not been on a live video for ages. So let's turn on the comments. Let's make sure that works. I'm in the Target parking lot and I can't get any reception, connection, Wi-Fi on my iPad. So I hope somebody hops on in a second and tells me that how the reception is. If you can. Hi to whoever hopped on. Thank you for the thumbs up already. I'm on a delay, so I can't see that anybody's on here, but I guess somebody's on here because I have thumbs up already. So, hey Stephanie, hey Laura, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm so glad you caught me on a live. So is the connection okay? Hi Thomasetta, hi Nicole. Reception is great. Oh, it makes me so happy. The last time I love you too, Estella. The last time, hey Lutz, the last time I did a live from this parking lot, it was a mess. It was such a mess. So, hey Melinda, hey Mallory, I'm sorry if I'm missing you guys. The comments are moving a little faster than usual, which is awesome because you guys are hopping on. So, really quick, Jessica Kent sent you. Yay! I'm so happy you're here. She is the best. Hi, Road to Prison. Hi, Courtney. Hi, Jess. Hey, Courtney again. So really quick before we get started, I'm sorry about this frizzy hair. I left the hair salon. My hairdresser, hey Heather, never puts enough product in my frizzy curly hair. It takes so much to hold my curl. So it's always frizzy after I leave the salon. It doesn't matter. I'm just going home and going to bed after this. But I stopped by Target. I got a birthday card for my sister that I'll show you guys really quick because it's cute before we get started and while we're waiting for people to hop on. So it says, for your birthday, here is a tip from an expert on makeup. And then it says, make up your age, make up your weight, make up whatever you feel like. It's your birthday. Props to me. Look at these nails. Awful. Props to me for being able to read that backwards. Okay, so I was going to read you an amazing comment that I got from one of you guys, but I cannot for the life of me get Wi-Fi on this iPad that's about to die. Let's try one more time. And then if we can't get it, no, we can't get it. So we'll do that next time. But I wanted to read a letter that, oh, my lives make your day. Thank you, little mama. You guys make my day. I want to read you a letter that I got from Adam while he was on lockdown. He was on lockdown end of June and most of July. So he sent me this one letter that I mentioned in a video. I think it was my ramen nails video, which, by the way, my nails are destroyed. I mean, yes, the nail polish is chipping, but they are destroyed from that ramen. The things I do for YouTube, who cares? I love it. So anyway, I said on that video that all that they were feeding them for a month was bologna sandwiches. So there was a little bit more, but he sent me this letter. He sounded so upset, and he sent me the menu of what they were feeding them every single day. So I thought that would be a cool video to pass along to you guys. Savannah, how often do I hear from Adam? That's a great question. Majority of our communication, what's easier for us is to communicate over email, which is the core link system in the Fed. So I have a video about how much it costs, how often you could use it, how to set it up if your loved one is in feds, or even I think states are starting to get core links too if they don't have JPay. But he can go on 30 minutes at a time. Once he hits that 30 minutes, then he has to wait 30 minutes before he can log back on. So that's a lot, and they can go on as many times as they want to go on throughout the day, as long as it's within those 30-minute, they have those 30-minute breaks. And sometimes the computer kiosks get kind of busy, but for some reason in this new unit, oh, and by the way, I should say this, computers, it's not free. He has to pay per message. I think it's 25 cents each message. New subscriber from Jess's channel. Absolutely love you and your channel. Free Adam. Oh, mama of 4 boys. Thank you so much. So he emails me. We always email each other once in the morning, once at night. And then free Adam. Yes, thanks, Jess. And then sometimes 1 or 2 times in between, depending on how busy he is. And it's so funny. People are like, busy, all he has is time. Adam's like the busiest guy in jail, and where he is, and I'll talk about this more in other videos, but they have what's called controlled movements. So they can only move around the prison because it's like a medium high security level. So they're locked into a little area where they go. He has a life, yes. They're locked into a little area where they go, and then if they call a controlled movement, if they call it, they're supposed to call it every hour. But if they call it, which is 50-50, then they can move. They have a certain amount of minutes to move. Let's say he's in recreation and he wants to go to education. He has a certain amount of minutes, and then he's locked into education until the next time they allow them to move, which is supposed to be the next hour. Could be 2 hours, could be 3 hours, and then he can't get to the phones or the computers because they're on the unit. So I hope that makes sense. I'll get into that more in another time. I'll ask him for more information on that. Right, controlled movements. Ugh, so annoying. So what else did I want to bring up before I read this letter? Oh, there was a couple on my way into Target. Now, this is none of my business. I know nothing about them. I know nothing about their life. They were literally just in front of me in Target, and it broke my heart because this man was being so mean to his wife, and she was trying to get something out to say something to him, and he was like, shut up, I don't want to hear it. And she was like, but you're not listening to me. And he was like, shut up, I don't want to hear it. And I always just take steps back when I see or hear things like that. And like I said, I know nothing about them. I don't know what transpired before that. I don't know if they were arguing. I don't know if she was being, doing or saying anything. But my thought was, it takes sometimes being ripped away from your spouse to be like, appreciate the fact that she's trying to talk to you, buddy. What are you doing? It reminds me of this time where a long time ago, probably like 8 or 9 years ago, my boss was younger than me, but we were really close friends, and she knew about my relationship with Adam. And she was IMing me a question, and she goes, her boyfriend at the time's name was Brian. Brian asked me if I wanted to hang out, but he didn't ask me early enough. Like, he asked me on Thursday if I wanted to hang out on Friday, if I wanted to go out with him this weekend. He had something special planned, but it was too late. He asked me way too late. I'm going to say no. It was not like she was trying to play by the rule book that was popular back then. They had been dating for a couple of years, so it's not like he was courting her or anything like that. And I was like, sweetheart, listen to me. There are people that would give anything to spend 5 minutes with the person they love, suck up the rules, and just enjoy it. Let him take you out. Breathe. It's going to be fine. So these are the things, like the little things that we learn to appreciate because they're ripped away from us. Okay, total tangent, but that's what that fight that I just was walking into Target behind reminded me of. So here's a letter from Adam that arrived while he was on lockdown. It is dated Monday, 7/15/2019. Wish I found your channel a year ago. Mine is free after a year from the feds, but I was lost. Great content. Oh, I wish you found me too, but that's okay. I'm glad you're here now. So I did not pre-read this. Like, I read it a while ago and I kept it in my wallet because I knew I wanted to read it on video. So it's going to be a surprise for all of us. I thought we might be out today for a phone call or an email, but it was only a 5-minute shower. Well, I'm glad that he showered before emailing me or calling me. Clearly, they want to punish all of us for whatever happened, but to be honest, I still don't even know what happened. Supposedly, there was a staff assault of some sort, but if it was serious, they would not have let 8 of us out at a time today for showers, not cuffed or secured in the showers, with only 3 staff members present. Once again, it's all a facade. Only this time, I'm feeling it. So for Adam to actually admit that he's feeling it and everything's not okay and perfect, he doesn't like to make me or his parents or our families worry. So for him to say that it's this bad, for him to admit that this is all bogus, and for him to be like, this time I'm really feeling it, breaks my heart, because Adam has never been a complainer. He's a suck it up buttercup, and sometimes he will annoy me because he doesn't tell me enough. And so this letter, just as I was reading it, broke my heart. My unit has not been to the commissary in a month or so. I have literally nothing in my locker to eat. I don't recall ever not having something in there to eat, even when it gets tough. This is a first. Needless to say, I've had to eat everything they pushed through the slot for the past 5 days. It's been literally the same thing every single day, and it's even worse than before. He said, see the other side for the daily menu. And since I don't have enough to eat, I haven't been able to work out. The lack of movement has been tough on my back and my hip, but I've been, can't read that word, stretching a lot to try to compensate. Side note, he has 2 herniated discs in his back. And this is what I'm talking about. I know he went out for an MRI. I know he's been in a ton of pain for over a year. I know that he fought to get to medical. They didn't want to see him. They put it off. The fact that he was working out was making them say, oh, he's fine. He's just faking it. He told me one time the pain was so bad that he contemplated laying on the floor in the dining hall just so medical will come take him. He goes, but my ego, like I just couldn't allow myself to do it. So we had attorneys lined up to call. I told him in an email, because our emails are monitored, I told him in an email, hey, the attorney called tomorrow. She just needs to know what exactly you need her to ask for. Miraculously, the next day after I sent that email that the attorney was calling, he had an appointment and he was on the call out to go to medical. And what they did was they gave him some medication. They gave him medication that's like 1 step above an NSAID. So it's like 1 step above Tylenol or Advil as an anti-inflammatory. First of all, they gave him steroids for a couple of months or something. Then they gave him that. Then they made him order a leave off of the commissary. He said it was like a dollar store sized bottle that they were charging him $8 for. Totally besides the point. I would pay hundreds of dollars just to get him relief for this. So he goes medical. He said he had a really good PA at that point, and they scheduled him for an MRI, which took months, you guys, months for him to get. The PA told him to go back and forth and take that advanced anti-inflammatory with Advil. So take that a couple times, take that a couple times. Thank you, Jesus, that he asked me to Google it. And right there, the first result that came up said, do not mix this with any type of aspirin or other NSAID, because acetaminophen or ibuprofen, which is Tylenol and Advil, because it will cause ulcers and stomach bleeding. Thank God I told him that. And you shouldn't be on the medication that he's on for that long, but they just keep putting this Band-Aid on it. And I'm like, that is so bad for your stomach. So there were 2 times that we were going to get, my comments got stuck. There we go. The correctional officers. Okay, I'm going to come back up and read these comments. For some reason, they got stuck. So you shouldn't be on those anti-inflammatories for that long anyway, but he's like, I have to take them. I'm in so much pain. So finally last week they took him out for an MRI. I'm going to do a totally separate video about that, what happened there. But I didn't know. The last time I saw him over the weekend, he told me he hadn't gotten the reports back. I'm friends with one of his friend's girlfriends who told me that he has the 2 slipped, I believe it's slipped discs. I can't remember what's wrong with it, it's bulging, whatever it is, it's bad. And so he didn't tell me that. And that's the whole point in telling you guys this story, is that he shields me from things because he knows that I worry about him. He's in excruciating pain. And now he told me that 3 of his toes are going numb on the other side from where the hip is. So clearly there are things that are way out of place in his back. He went out weeks ago for the MRI and just got the results. So that's what he's talking about here. If he doesn't move enough, that hip locks up and is excruciating for him. So he had to stop working out because he wasn't being fed enough, but not working out was killing his hip. So he said, the lack of movement has been tough on my back and my hip, but I've been stretching a lot to try to compensate. It's not the best situation, but I'm making the most of it and looking forward to your birthday party. My birthday's the 28th. He wrote this the 15th. Have you decided what we're going to celebrate, where we're going to celebrate? So every year it's like, I'll be home for your birthday, I'll be home for Christmas. It's just his hope and how he holds on to it. When I wrote the date at the top of this page, I realized how close we are to your birthday. I'm really counting on the lawyer and our friend to get this done before then. I don't know what else the lawyer needs to file this. He's talking about the brief in the Supreme Court that came through the Supreme Court that he has to file in the circuit court. Can you please encourage him to just go ahead and do it? If necessary, remind him that you have my power of attorney. That's Adam getting desperate. For anything that he needs, that needs to be signed in order for him to proceed. Also, I was thinking that you may want to explain this other idea to our friend and let him know that sorry, there's just a couple things that I can't talk about yet because it's legal things that the attorney told me not to. So I apologize that I'm not reading this part, but I just can't. But I promise you guys, I will tell you everything and anything. You know I'm an open book. It's just in due time when I can. So I'm not hiding anything from you, but I'm just like legally, I can't say anything. Now this is political. I don't want to talk about that. I'm totally out of the loop and I'm afraid things on my end are unlikely to get better anytime soon, meaning a lockdown. They were going in and out, and since it's thankfully been resolved. Whenever we get the phones and computers, whenever we get out, the phones and computers will be chaotic and who knows how long we'll stay out. I heard that the warden and the regional director decided against staff recommendations to pack the next bus coming here on Thursday with more of the two groups that had the initial dispute. So there were two organized groups that were fighting one another. And instead of getting those guys off the yard, what he heard was they packed the bus with those people to initiate, to instigate further violence. So they were kind of manipulating the situation for administration to get their way. Everyone wanted to come out of this. Isn't that disgusting? If that's true, there's no possible way this will end well, and we'll likely be spending much more time in here, meaning in lockdown. And maybe that's what they want. All I know is that if that does happen, I need you to work with the attorney and our friend to get this situation resolved. It's time for us to move forward. I miss you. I love you. I can't wait to see you soon and hear all about the fun you've been having while I've been away on this vacation. Love, Adam. Now here's his little menu. He's so cute. Let me see. Let me just make sure you can't see. This is so cute. Hang on, guys. Here's his little menu. He's so cute. He said breakfast at 7 a.m., 1 pint of skim milk, 1 cup of Frosted Flakes, 1 small packaged muffin, 1 small apple. Lunch at 12 p.m. and dinner at 6 p.m. Both were the same. A bologna and cheese sandwich and 1 small apple for 5 consecutive days. What I should have done was calculated the calories in all of this, because I can imagine lunch and dinner being a couple hundred calories each. And then breakfast, milk, a pint of milk, skim, probably like 400 calories, 500 calories for grown 200-pound men. For Adam to stop working out not only helped his leg and his hip, but it keeps him mentally balanced. A lot of guys in there, he was working out for the endorphins and to help avoid the depression. And that's really sad that it got to that point. And I was so afraid that when I saw him, he was going to be way, way too skinny, because he's 6'4", normally a very lean 215, 220. And he told me he was 195 the last time he checked. And he was already really lean. So he looked better when I saw him this weekend. He stocked up he was able to go to the commissary a couple times. He stocked up his locker just in case anything happens again. Knock on wood, it's been okay. But I wanted to read that to you guys because I don't know if you could pick up on it, but the emotion behind it, he was mad. He was frustrated. Okay, I'm going to read some of your comments. The correctional officers constantly sent people away for inappropriate clothing. Are you talking about for visit? Annoying. I would give my right arm to have time with my husband. Wouldn't we all? You're so right. looking good, doll. Oh, thank you. I have no makeup on. I love you for it with my frizzy hair. My entire diet and choices for food changed in prison. Now I eat whatever is in front of me. That is such a good point. He says the same thing, and I always joke. I'm like, thank God, because sometimes I hit, sometimes I miss, and when I miss when I'm cooking, it's bad. So I'm like, but I know I have nothing to worry about. You've had to eat slop for how many years? We're good. He laughs with me. You made a live, Kelly? Yeah, you're like my super fan. I love you. They gave him an MRI in prison. Never would happen in Michigan. So they did not give him an MRI inside of the prison, but thank God they took him to an outside facility to get that MRI, and it took him months to get it. And I'm going to explain exactly how that trip went for you guys. Just let him out already. Best hashtag ever. I don't know how they handle all this. I don't know. The place where my husband is on lockdown too. There were a lot of lockdowns this summer. They say that lockdowns happen a lot more frequently in the summer, and a lot of it is attributed to the soaring temperatures and the heat, and in prisons not having air conditioning. And then, I don't know if you guys know this, if you saw my video that I made about the heat in Texas prisons, I think it was called Cooking to Death in Prison. I did it like maybe at some point early July, the end of June, where they literally said if you're on mental health medications, which a lot of inmates are, your body will stop sweating. And so it's very easy for you to overheat, and inmates know this because they talk to one another, and unfortunately deaths rise inside of prison during the heat of the summer. So a lot of people, to protect themselves from dying of heat stroke, stop taking their medication because they'd rather have issues emotionally and mentally versus dying from no AC. It's all in there in that video. I took clips from a doctor that was in a documentary about this. So I totally understand that all of these prisons are on lockdown because people, like, emotions, everything is heightened. Not only that, you just get cranky when you're hot. Ugh, I get so cranky when I'm hot. One time in the gym, all of us girls decided that we were going to wear sweatshirts in the summer to sweat out, to lose weight. It does not happen. That was the stupidest thing ever. Our trainer pulled us aside afterwards and was like, none of you are allowed to do this again. You're gonna hurt yourselves. All you're doing is sweating, losing water, and it's coming back. But the point is, while I was in there trying to work out in July in a sweatshirt in a hot gym, I was so cranky, I was ready to throw my weight on the floor, go in the corner and cry or punch something. So I feel bad for them. These people in the U.S. prison, the system is worse, the worst, yes. You know someone named Joanne Wagner. Maybe it's her here. Oh, Lauren, it's 2 bulging herniated discs. Oh, it's the worst. The worst. The worst. Maybe he'll listen to him. Not that he doesn't listen to me, but he doesn't like to let me know these things because he knows I worry. Thank God you checked. I have herniated discs and take Toradol. As soon as you said that, I started to type. So his is like Meloxa something. It's nerve issues from the discs. Yes, that's what he thinks too. Adam's very lucky man to have you. Thank you for all the years. I'm jealous. My fiance found a Jodie. It's not funny. That is not funny. I'm only laughing because I know what Jodie means from watching the prison channels on YouTube. I pray my man gets resentenced from his life sentence. Godspeed. I pray for that for you too. Is there any possibilities? Does he get anything from First Step or any kind of relief, anything like that? Lex, you're late, but you're here, and that's good. Yes, Eric is in the same prison as Adam. Mine is in for life without parole for a wrongful conviction. Crystal, I am so sorry, girl. If I can tell you anything, it's never give up hope and never stop fighting, because there were many, many, many years that there was nothing open or available to us. And now there are a few avenues open or available. So as long as there is breath in your body, there is hope. That's not even enough to feed an elementary school kid. Thank you. Absolutely. You're fighting. Yay. I hope he has a stockpile of food in his room. Well, Kelly, that's what happened. So he did, but they were on lockdown for so long and he wasn't eating that crappy food that he went through it. And the other thing that this new amazing warden did was, this warden came in from a penitentiary and he was like, we're going to make this a pen. It needs to run like a pen, right? Very military background. And so he cut down, he took so much of the healthy food off of the commissary. He took water off of the commissary and he cut down the amount of money. So they used to be able to spend, I don't know the exact amount of money Lauren might know. It was like $250 a month. And now it's only $50 a month. And you can only go to the store like once a week or something like that, or maybe it's $50 a week. I don't remember, but it's a fraction of what they used to be able to spend. So he had less in his possession anyway. And then on top of it, he had gone through his stockpile and then they got locked down again. And that's what this letter was like, I'm feeling it because I ran out of food. I had to eat bologna sandwiches, which I don't normally eat because it's so bad for you, but I had to eat everything that they gave me. And it's disturbing and disgusting because they were feeding us like 5-year-olds, and that had to be like, if that was 1,000 calories a day that they were feeding them, I will be shocked. I'm gonna do the I'm gonna put that all on my fitness pal and I'll let you guys know. My husband does the same, doesn't complain, so we don't worry. I tell him to tell me some of it at least. Everybody needs to vent. Yes, Mallory, that, and like, how am I gonna help? Like, how am I gonna tell the attorneys? How am I gonna call and make noise if I don't know? So it's that fine line between not scaring me but also giving me enough. And so that the video that I made, I think it was not the one today about telling your children, that their dad is in prison, but the one before that about Adam being mad, for him to be like, start making walls and burn those bridges. I know things in there are really bad right now. Every time I think of you cooking, I think of the microwave and the eggs exploding. You're the second person that still comments about that all of these years later. Crystal, you know so much about this. Maybe we could talk later, Sue. I don't know if you have tips on how I can help him with the nerve pain and the neuropathy and all that stuff, but oh my God, that means nerves dying, doesn't it? Is that what that means? That's scary. Hey, honey, that's okay that you're late. Oh, honey, too sweet. That is such a cute name. Thank you for the prayers. You're welcome. Prison will break a weak-minded man. Sure will. And prison will break a weak-minded spouse as well. So that's what I'm here for. What is it, Jodie? Jodie is the person that when you're the person in prison, your significant other leaves you for a Jodie on the outside. It's just the person that they leave you for, cheat on you with, or whatever. It's just prison slang, and I only know that from watching other prison channels on YouTube. So, hi hippie gal, I'm so glad you're here. Nick, hey, you're here. I'm fighting so hard, thank you. For the lady I write in Kentucky, I also send photos of England via JPay. And finally, the one that she says go down really well with her fellow inmates are the English castle photos. That's really cool. I'm sure it's just something out of the ordinary and different for them to see. So that is awesome, Spitfire, that you send those. I'll tell you a story about castle. So when I was in high school, I went on a trip with the school to England and Scotland, and they took us on a tour of all the castles. And I was this bratty little 17-year-old kid, and I was like, I don't want to see any more castles. They all look the same. I want to go flirt with the cricket team and drink in bars because I can here. And I stayed on the bus while they were touring the castles, and now my adult self is kicking myself like, you're a moron. You were such a moron. You cared about the flirting with the boys on the cricket team and drinking because you could, versus seeing these beautiful castles that will always remain in your memory, and you could have gotten the pictures. Oh, I was such a stupid kid, weren't we all? You have no idea how much helped me stay positive through this. Oh my God, you have no idea how much that melts my heart. Jodie's a reference to another man who may cheat. Yeah, I love that everybody knows that. I've never asked Adam about Jodie. I have to ask Adam if he knows what Jodie is. I mean, he does know what Jodie is. He probably doesn't know that I know what Jodie is. Like the other day, he was talking about his roommate does, I'm trying to think of how to say this for YouTube. Watch when guys like are in, you know? So I was like, oh, and they're naked in that cell, and they have to wear a turtle suit, right? And he looked at me like, how did you know? I'm like, hello, YouTube. I looked for a video on YouTube to cool him down, told him how to make a ghetto AC with ice, a trash can, and a fan and a towel. He's so in love with me for that now. Oh, little mama, that's amazing. The things that they could learn from us. Yes, Carly, exploding eggs. You have so much info. Crystal, can you email me at your convenience? It is no rush, but it's strongprisonwives@gmail.com. I would appreciate anything I can pass along to him. Hillbilly air conditioner. Oh my God. We need to make one on here for a prison hack. You got your celeb shout out, Nick. That's so funny. I did. Oh, she saw that on APS. I saw Jodie on APS. It's a reference to the movie Baby Boy. Now I have to go watch Baby Boy. Jessica said, I saw you on Jess's channel. I'm not an addict or a prison wife, but your content is interesting and educational. I think you have beautiful energy. Keep going. That means so much to me. Like, I love all of you so much, but I am so infatuated with people that don't have a connection to this life, but they want to learn and open their minds and educate themselves. That makes me so happy. And I think I can speak on behalf of so many of you guys, how amazing that is, because we're such a stigmatized, misunderstood community of people. And what's out there, what a lot of people see is what's made for TV, the Love After Lockup type shows and all of that stuff. So it gives us a bad name. If you want to do that show, by all means, you go do that show. They contacted me one time to help them recruit for their show. And I had an open, completely honest conversation with the producer. And I was like, listen, that show just does not fit along the morals and values that I am trying to live within and pass along to my community of people. So I wish you nothing but the best in the world, but I don't feel comfortable recruiting for your show. And so he was very understanding and receptive, but the point is there's so much negative out there and so much stuff that is heightened for TV, for the drama factor of it, that we get such a bad name. So thank you for being so open and honest. I mean, open-hearted and open-minded to be educated and maybe help make a change, because 1 in every 2 people has a loved one or will eventually have a loved one. Somebody they know will become incarcerated, because that's how bad the mass incarceration epidemic is in our country at this point. So thank you for that. I don't have a spouse. You didn't have a spouse. Teresa, I'm new to your channel and I'm loving it. Oh, I'm so happy you're here. Yes, the prison system in America is so horrible. Joe from APS made a prison AC hack video last week. Oh, I have to go watch it. I have not really been very good at keeping up with his channel. Carly, you're here. We're grateful for the understanding. Keep it real. They manipulate so much on TV. They really do. So true. People judge from the outside, but their perspective changes real quick when they're in the system or someone they love are. Yes. And the only thing we could do is just keep educating. My husband is in the feds in Canada. We call it a Bam Bam suit in Michigan. Oh, that's so interesting. I love learning this stuff. Lynn's, hey girl, happy to catch a live. I'm happy you're here. Still need to get on FB and my RDAP question answered. You're such a gem. Okay, so I don't remember what your RDAP question was. Do you want to ask it here? Most people vows today are disposable. You're so right. I don't know why or how people can put you down for actually staying true to your vows. That's so sweet of you to say. I think people just judge what they don't understand, and they judge what they lack unknowingly, subconsciously lack within themselves. So a lot of people can't understand, first of all, having a relationship that isn't physical, and second of all, being able to put everything else aside and 100% commit to somebody in a situation like this. And I understand, because before I was in this position, I judged people too. You judge what you don't know. And the only thing I can do is just keep putting my positive energy out into the world and ignoring the haters. So I had this hater that posted on my channel this week, and I'll talk about it really, really quick, and then I'm going to get off of here because I can't believe we've been on for over a half hour. But I had this woman who posted on one of my videos, and she was like, hey, I don't understand, or she said something like, now I know why you should never search on YouTube for prison wives. And in my head, I'm like, well, you did. So she goes, you're an idiot, something along the lines of, and I'm telling you guys this for a reason. I don't really care. I don't really give the haters any kind of ammunition. I just think that sometimes I laugh at them. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, that stung. But I have a lesson in here for you guys. So that's why I'm sharing this. So she said, you're an idiot. If you think that every inmate is the same, then clearly you're just stupid. And I don't ever want you to represent me or my life sentence. And I was like, well, at least we have something in common, because I don't want to represent somebody that represents the stigma. And so and I will work with prison wives all day long. I will fight. Spitfire, thank you so much for that donation. I love you so much. So I don't want to work with somebody like that either. I will work with somebody who wants to change or wants my help all day long, but I'm not going to waste my time on people that are so close-minded and judgmental or whatever it is. And the video that she was commenting the most on was one where I was talking about you should stand up for yourself. No matter if they're in prison or not, you need to command the respect that you deserve. You cannot be controlled from behind the wall. You have to tell them what you want. You're making your bed and you're laying in it. So if you're allowing somebody to abuse you, whether that be from prison or not, you're going to wind up in a really, really sad, bad situation. And she was so opposed. She was calling me an idiot for that advice. So, oh, Nick, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate you guys so much. It means so much to me. So it wasn't me that she was mad at. It 100% was her being mad at the inner voice inside of her, at the voice that was screaming at her to get out of her own bad situation. Because if you're getting upset by that, if you're judging somebody for that, then clearly there's something going on within you. So she was okay with putting up with and allowing herself to be treated in a way that is any less than a queen. And every single one of you deserves to be treated like a king or a queen. The end. And I have never ever had all of this confidence. I had to build for it. I told you in another video, I have been in an abusive, controlling relationships in the past, never physical, just want to put that out there. But I had to not have my voice in order to find my voice, and that's what I wanted to pass along. So it was her inner voice screaming, but it was easier for her to get mad at me and lash out at me than it was for her to have to deal with herself. So in every comment that a hater makes to you, if you can step outside of your ego long enough to look through it and see where the lesson is for you, it's not easy because you want to lash back out. It's not easy at all. I typed out a passive aggressive comment and then I was like, what's the point? I just wound up blocking her because she just kept going on and on and on like more and more videos. But I almost commented to her and I was like, thanks for the watch time. Appreciate that you're still watching, but I just let it go. So there is always something that you can learn from your hate, from the haters, if you stick around long enough to figure it out. And so I did a little bit of soul searching after that, and I kind of decided that, there are little things here and there that I'm gonna tweak, and that doesn't mean I'm changing myself for anybody. It just means I'm taking lessons out of this, and that's what I wanted to pass along to you. So yeah, the haters that are against us and they say stupid crap about us or to us, ignore it, don't fight back, but there might be a lesson in there for you. And a lot of times they're just, the whole point, and I think I started that because you're judging in somebody else what you don't like about yourself or something that you want to develop it within yourself that you haven't tapped yet. So maybe this person can't be loyal. Road to prison when at Wham Wham and Zoom Zoom money for Adam, free Adam now. Thank you so much for the $10. Oh my God, I can't wait to send that to him. And I'm gonna, by the way, print out all of the comments from the video I did with Jess on her channel. If you guys haven't seen it, or if you don't know who Jess is, I'm sure you all do, but Jessica Kent, go follow her. I did a video with her person last week. She just posted it, I think on Wednesday. And he called me that day, I was like, how does it feel to be YouTube famous? I just spit everywhere. How does it feel to be YouTube famous? And he was like adorable and laughing. Oh, we love you too. I thought you were asking me for my story. I would love to hear that story as well. Okay. What did you guys think about the video today too? I wanted to talk about that. What did you guys think about today's video about telling your children that daddy's in jail or not telling them? I wanted to make that video live, but I was requested by like 3 or 4 people. I didn't make it live because I get really distracted a lot and I get distracted by the comments. So I wanted to get my thoughts out first. And then Kat was sending me her thoughts in a private video chat message. And I was like, can you send me this in a video that I can implement into that video? Because what she was saying was so true about her fears and her anxieties about her stepkids finding out. So I want to know your opinions because I think we're going to have a lot of different opinions and we can all learn from one another. Thank you so much for what you do. You've helped me get through over 1.75 years of him being incarcerated. You're so welcome. And I love how you have that so to a T. 1 year and 3/4. I freaking love that. Folks will need to speak to their mother, daughter, sister, etc. I'm just not buying it. Uh-oh, what happened? I missed a comment. Oh, you're talking about RDAP. No, she knows what she's talking about with RDAP. She went through it and it was tough. It was a struggle for them, but he got his time out. And I can vouch for Lauren because not only Lauren, but I had a couple of friends who were on very strict, if this is what you're talking about, sorry, I came into the middle of your conversation, but it's real strict when they're in RDAP. They really restrict a lot of stuff. I think your advice is awesome about the children. Thanks, hippie gal. Yeah, I would love to know where that little girl is today. The one that was like 3 or 4. She couldn't be 3, but she was like probably 4. And she goes, are you here to see your daddy too? Oh my God. And she was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little girl. I just loved her. I wanted to take her home. My dad might be getting out in October. Please pray he does. I miss him so much. So ready for him to be out, but he doesn't want me to go see him in prison. Brittany, first of all, positive thoughts, prayers, everything possible that your dad will be home as soon as possible. It's understandable that he doesn't want you to see him in prison. How long has he been there? And if there's anything that any of us can do to help, please let us know. If you need a petition signed or anything like that, that's what this channel is here for too. New sub from Jessica's channel. Excited that I caught your live since baby's sleeping. Oh, Justine, I'm so happy you're here. You need a kid. Haha, you ready? That's so funny. One of my friends asked me, this is hysterical, and this is TMI, but you guys are family, so we're going to talk about it. They were like, since it's been so long anyway, right? And you kind of have your V card again because it's been so long. Are you and Adam just going to wait until he gets home and you guys, do your ceremony and get legally married? Because I don't know if you guys know or not, but Adam and I are not legally married. We say husband and wife because we have everything but the paper, because I refuse to marry him while he's in prison. Not because I have anything against it, because I want it done out here the traditional way, and it's something for us to keep fighting for. So I was like, we have this video chat thread between three of us. And so the other girl was like, I'm going to venture on a limb and say she's not waiting. And I get on there and I was like, hell no, we're not waiting. We've waited long enough. We've done our purgatory. We're good. My brother just got out over a month now, but prison in Trinidad and Tobago is different. Wow, Kimberly, I can imagine. I'd love to talk to you more about that. I took my son, he was 9, but my husband was in the military prison. It's very different from fed and state prison. So I had a very, very good friend who did 10 years in the federal brig, and Campbell's unit is very different. Hey, Lil Goat. Hey, girlfriend. I said a bunch of people to Adam's petition, staying prayed up. Love you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. So, you guys, does anyone have anything else before I hop off of here? I just wanted to come in. I would feel the same way. Wouldn't want to marry the system unless it was my only choice. Yeah, and it's, again, nothing against prison marriages. I have so many friends who have done it. They think it's the best thing ever. I just will fight tooth and nail to the day I die to marry Adam out here so I can have my traditional wedding. Can I get a wedding invitation when you tie the knot? Oh my God, of course, or put it on a live. I would love to see you and Adam get married. You guys are all going to see me and Adam get married. Absolutely. You've come this far with me. I'm not leaving you hanging. That's what I figured. Okay. 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 Thanks, Lauren, for that. Sarah, you're here. Hi, lovey. Live stream the wedding all day, guys. All day. Don't you worry your pretty little faces. First of all, I have these dreams taking you with me. Like the day that I'm going to pick up Adam, that's going to all be live streamed. Picking up Adam is going to be on video. Like, you name it, it's happening. Again, first of all, I'm like, you're YouTube famous. Second of all, you didn't come with me this far and support us this far for me to be like, okay, bye guys now. No, this is the first chapter. Don't forget you, of course. Oh, I'm like, don't forget you. You're coming to the wedding too. No, I have something important from Lisanne I forgot to tell you guys. So Lisanne is the Chief Operating Officer, the COO for Strong Prison Wives and Families, our nonprofit organization. Hi, big fan. Hey. Oh, we're doing it, hippie gal. So every year, Strong Prison Wives does a cup drive called Bucks for Love. But this year we increased our merch a little bit because you guys asked for it. So what we have going on right now is we have this beautiful travel mug. I would love to show you it, but I don't have it. I broke mine last year on a plane. But this is an exclusive color. It's in a beautiful color. Mama, tell me if I should say the color, if it should be a surprise. Lisanne goes back and forth. We call her Mama because she's like the mama bear for everyone. She fits that title very well. So we have a travel mug. It is for a $25 donation. But in addition to that, we have, and it's not here. You're not donating here, you guys. I'll tell you in a second. So, hey, Josh. We have a lanyard that is $7, and we have a change purse, a clear change purse that you can bring your money into prison visit. I am the most excited about that, and I'll tell you why in another video. But that is for the lanyard, and for the change purse, it's $15. However, for all of that together, All three of those things, it's $35. And the reason we're doing this is we're raising money for the nonprofit organization Strong Prison Wives and Families, so we can fund the website and we can fund the programs that we can run to help you guys, to help support you guys even further than what you get here. Love that you're here, give you 95% of everything for nothing, but those other things are just for donations to the nonprofit. They're tax deductible. We will send you letters. It's just to keep us up and running, because a lot of people don't realize that we do have costs to keep Strong Prison Wives and Families going, but obviously we want to give back to you. So for the donation amount, you can donate to paypal.me/Strong Prison Wives. Lisanne just put it in the comments, and we'll put it in the comments below this video. But yeah, so if you find it in your heart to donate to the nonprofit, it's a really cool swag bag. Once, I don't even have any of the merch yet, so once I get it, I'm going to show you guys all in a dedicated video. But if you find it in your heart, that's what it's for. It's tax donation, tax deductible, and we call it our Bucks for Love campaign that we run late summer, early fall. No, actually, I think we did it around Valentine's Day last year, but we run it once a year just to help offset funds of the nonprofit, because if we don't raise the funds, it literally comes out of my pocket, so, or our volunteers' pockets, and we're prison wives just like you. So there's that little housekeeping. Does anybody have anything else before I go? I love you guys so much. I am so happy. This group will have it about 8:30. Yeah, so Lisanne's gonna post a picture of all of that on the Invisible Shackles page on YouTube. I'm sorry, on Facebook. And once I get that picture, I'll upload it in the community tab with a link here on YouTube as well. Lex, I love you too, sweetie. So I wanted to come in really quick because it'd been a little while since I made a live. I love lives. I love interacting with you guys. It's just been a little bit busy lately. And I wanted to read that letter from Adam. I wanted to welcome our new people. I wanted to talk about this morning's video. And then I wanted to go off on tangents like I always do, because that's what it's like to be my friend. We're all over the place. I have a really fun video coming out on Monday. It was a question that Jess asked me for the video I did with her, and we got distracted, and she never got around to asking me that question on that video with her. So I kind of just kept it going. So know that it's coming. It's about Adam taking the plea, and if I'm mad at him or resent him for that, because if he took the plea, he could have gotten no time, and our lives could be very, very, very different. So I just talked through how I feel about that. Do I resent him? Am I mad at him? Etc. in that video that's going to post Monday morning bright and early. So if you're not subscribed, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and ding that little notification bell once you hit, if you want to be notified when the videos post, because YouTube notifications have been a little bit funky lately. They're re-upping stuff. They're changing it around. So click the notification bell, and then you just hit all, because it's defaulted to only get notifications for certain videos. I'm not exactly sure why, or I don't know. They say that they're fixing it, but the point is, if you want that notification, either a push notification to your phone or to your email, depending on the settings, do that so you don't have to sit here and like stalk YouTube waiting to see when that video comes out. Anytime you want to compare about prison in Trinidad versus the United States, I would love to make that video with you. If you can email me, strongprisonwives@gmail.com, let's get that set up. I would love, love, love that. Love that. So that's it, you guys. I will see you next week. We'll do another live. And if you have any questions, topics, comments, concerns, anything you want me to discuss on a live or on any video, just shoot them in the comments. You can email them to me if you don't want it commented public, strongprisonwives@gmail.com. I've had some really cool questions lately, and I'm happy to answer those, because then I know exactly what you want and what you need. I love you guys. Keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you, beautiful ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Bye, guys.